Okay, this is the last step of the building a professional portfolio for my College for America project in the Purple Path. This is the reflect on the experience. This has been quite an experience for me. There's been a lot of interesting things that I have learned along the way. And I can say most of it's been really good. It's sort of been like a little quest with all these little gems of self-discovery that have taken place along the way. And so when it comes to answering these questions, on my reflection on what I've learned from it and how I benefit from it, I have to say it's been challenging but very rewarding. So what have I learned about myself as I created it? Well, I think the first thing that I learned is that I had to do a lot of work on my resume. I never realized how uninteresting my resume was until I took a look at it in comparison to the requirements for this project. So with a lot of tweaking, I'm able to present a resume that is professional and one that better reflects my skills and my experience and my talents. It took a lot of time to consider all of the experiences that I had and to be able to word them in such a way that would bring interest to a potential employer. I guess I had not really taken the time to think about those experiences and those skills that I have cultivated over time until really focusing on what I had to say about myself and using those action words to describe those experiences and skills. So now I have a presentable resume. What components that I felt were most challenging to create? The uploading of videos. I have had a great trouble uploading videos. I finally was able to upload my mock interview to YouTube. Yay. It's been a couple of days and several efforts, all of which have been very frustrating. I was able to save my project into Dropbox, but I'm not sure if Dropbox is a link that would be accepted. But finally today, I can't even tell you the happy dance I did in my living room to be able to get that mock interview loaded onto YouTube. I don't know if it's the speed of my internet or what it is, but working with all of these various facets of technology that I've never really had to use has been the biggest challenge. So the component that I felt had the least amount of challenge to create would have to be the thank you letter. The thank you letter, was interesting. I've never done a thank you letter for an informational interview, but I can see the value of it. I can also see the value of doing a thank you letter for an interview. Again, something that I had not thought of doing, but when presented, it actually makes sense. You want your name to stay active in the minds of the one that interviewed you and the prospective employer. And you also want to show that you're an appreciative person. It's something that people always respect. So while the actual letter writing itself was not that challenging, I still learned the value of producing such a letter. What did it feel like to reach out to other people through the LinkedIn account and the informational interview? Initially, was a little difficult to try to find connections through LinkedIn. But as I did a little research and got a few different connections, I started to think of different people. Besides through College for America, through people that I come in contact in my employment. My most interesting contact was I was able to connect with the deputy, what is he, the deputy commissioner of the New Hampshire State Liquor Commission. Had a little brain cramp on that. And it was nice to have my LinkedIn account viewed by quite a number of people. So as of this evening, Monday, I have 25 connections that I've managed to get in the past week and a half. So that'll probably continue to grow as more people connect with me through College for America, and I'm able to reach out for different connections. The informational interview was interesting. I was able to do that through connecting with people that I come in contact with work, namely sales reps from different brokerages, spirit and wine brokers, and because it was a line of work that I've been interested in. I found that interview was very informational. It was very revealing for me to take the time to do an interview in that field, because I felt that I knew quite a bit about it. I thought, oh, this would be a good line of work. But because of the very candid interview I got, I got to see both the advantages, the disadvantages, the strengths and weaknesses of a position such as that, what it would require on my part. Should I reach out into that field? And it was very revealing. It was very insightful. The responses that I got from Arthur Perdikis, who's the sales rep that I spoke with, was very telling of all of the changes that take place in the industry that I had not been aware of. I thought it was a very useful project, because an informational interview helps you to see realistically what a given field or profession would require of you, if it's a good fit, if you'd be a good fit for a company like that, and so it actually has given me pause for thought as to whether I would want to consider pursuing that profession, or maybe find something that would be a better fit to my skill set and interest level. So I thought that the use of the informational interview might be something I'd consider doing on my own at some point in the future, something I had never thought of doing before, but I found it very practical. What was the most comfortable or uncomfortable thing about those experiences? I don't know if it was uncomfortable, but it was the candor with which Arthur spoke that I found most surprising. Again, you can tend to romanticize about a specific job and then find out that it's not everything you thought it would be. And while I got that information, I felt very comfortable talking with him, because he's an approachable person. And when it comes to finding more connections through LinkedIn, I'm getting more comfortable with that. I'm kind of constantly tweaking my LinkedIn account so that I have have better information to put out there. So let's see, what might I do differently the next time I reach out to make professional connections? I think the thing I would do the most would widen out in a wider field base, rather than just the focus that I had was in sales, account sales, as a sales rep in the wine and spirit industry. But because after reviewing my resume and my discussion with Arthur, I think I might want to widen out in what I would want to consider as a potential direction to go with my skill set and my experiences. For example, instead of just wine sales, maybe I could focus in a different direction, because I have business startup skills. So maybe working with a newer company that would be doing winemaking, or a vineyard, or something to that effect. Maybe a smaller company, maybe a bigger company, but being able to use more of the skills that I have with the leadership and office management skills that I've had, along with my wine experience. I think I'd definitely widen out in my perspective of job searching. So what am I most proud of in my portfolio? I'm going to have to say my LinkedIn account. I've had so much fun. I mentioned that I've been tweaking it. You know, I keep checking it. It's kind of like the new baby that I'm growing here. I've been able to, you know, play around with the profile pic. I didn't like this one. Now I wanted that one. Oh, you know, I forgot to include this experience or that skill. And trying to find people that know me well enough to do endorsements on my skills, because you know, when I go through and I look at other people's LinkedIn accounts, they have like 300 connections and they have all these people that will account for their skills. I'm like, well, I'd like to have that. I'd like to have people to account for my skills. So perhaps you know, continuing to work on my LinkedIn account, but I'm really proud of the way it looks. I think it looks really professional. I think it is a pretty accurate reflection of who I am and my interests, and I like being able to follow different different groups, as well as the College for America Students and Alumni group. There's, you know, others that are more related to the industry I'm interested in, which is wine and spirits. And so that's kind of neat. I really like that. So overall, I found that this was a very practical project, and it did give me a lot to glean on. I was able to really get to know what my skills were, and to be able to articulate it clearly to someone, to be able to say, yeah, this is what I'm capable of doing with a sense of confidence, has something, you know, I'd never thought that I lacked in. You know, I've always considered myself a confident person, but being able to project it in a professional way through this project has really enhanced my abilities and helped me to clearly articulate those abilities. And I'm so appreciative to College for America for having such a program that you know, makes that an important point of teaching. And I'm really proud to be part of this program. So this is my reflection. I've gained so much out of this project. I'm kind of excited to see what's next on the horizon, what additional projects are coming up. So far, this is, like I said, been challenging. It's been like an ongoing quest where you find all these neat little gems. Oh, this I didn't know, or that I didn't realize, or and I look forward to my next project, and I hope this one meets the criterion.